So I'm joined by Rich from Iron United today on this week's opposition preview. Richard, thanks for joining in. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, mate. Thank you very much for having me on.
No, perfect. No problem. So probably the viewers at home are wondering why, we've got a West Ham fan that's not really got a Cockney accent. So how is it that you've come to support West Ham over in South Africa, isn't it?
Yeah, mate, it's a good question. Obviously, my dad's been a massive West Ham fan all his life. He was a footballer, professional footballer in South Africa. And he kind of just passed on the tradition to me. And once I became a West Ham fan, I just never really looked back. I think all West Ham fans know we're not West Ham fans for the trophies, for the glory. We're just there because of the tradition, the fans. You know, there's so much to love about the club. And I was hooked from the minute I started supporting the club, and I've never looked back. And luckily, I've been able to travel over twice, watch a couple of games, which has been absolutely great. And yeah, just being a part of Iron United has helped me stay in contact with West Ham and showcase my love for the club that way. So it's been great.
That's brilliant. So obviously, I assume you'll be watching a lot of the games, or if not all of the games, where you are now. So you've probably got as good as an insight as anyone else, any other West Ham fans, because a lot of the time in England, there's a lot of fans that sort of get questioned for their loyalty and stuff. But for you to be in South Africa, to be watching the team, and I'd assume you watch probably more minutes than a couple of West Ham fans that obviously don't go to the away games and so on as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have a brilliant TV package over here where I get absolutely every game of the Premier League. So I never miss a West Ham game. The preview is always excellent. I'm actually lucky enough to have done a bit of work for Premier League TV when I came over into 2016.
Yeah.
So I'm often on Fan Zone. I don't know actually if you get that in the UK. It's more of an international show. But they often have Leroy Rossini, Don Hutchison, Gary Neville, Ryan Giggs, and I'm often able to chat to those type of characters. So yeah, it's fantastic. The coverage we get over here in South Africa is brilliant. It honestly feels like I'm in the UK.
So yeah, that's awesome. Like obviously for your point of view to still be able to be in touch with the club and so on. But we'll go on to the match itself now. Obviously West Ham hosting Wolves. We did a little preview on Iron United channel, by the way, guys, as well. So you can go and check that one out. I'll make sure I put links to that in the description. So what are your thoughts on Wolves? Obviously, we spoke about the results and stuff yesterday when we had a word, and everyone's seen the team. Wolves have been quite hyped up, to be fair. That's, as an outsider, if I looked in, I think they've been hyped up quite a lot, brought in some big players. What are your thoughts as a non-Wolves fan, obviously, to see Wolves obviously get promoted and add these quality players? Are you worried? Do you think they'll finish top 10? And how do you think they've started off this season?
Oh, mate, honestly, I've been quietly surprised. I've really enjoyed watching Wolves play. As I said in the preview last night, Wolves try and play proper football. Mm-hmm. They've brought in decent centre midfielders. Going forward, they're always a threat attacking-wise. Actually, one of my dad's best mates is a Wolves fan. He literally stays next door to me, and he's a massive Wolves fan. So it'll be an interesting one when he comes over Saturday. But I really like the manager. Obviously, last season in the Championship, I kept a bit of a track on Wolves, and they just tore the Championship to shreds. So I think this season, squad-wise, they've got a decent squad. And I think they'll be looking to push for anywhere between 10th and 13th. I think that's a decent finish for Wolves, and they can do it definitely.
Yeah, perfect. Well, I think you sort of echoed a lot of Wolves fans. There are the odd fan that obviously think we might be able to get Europe, but I think the first year back in the Premier League, I think that's a good estimation really for Wolves. I think a lot of fans would take 10th place or anywhere around that. But obviously over to your team now, West Ham. Haven't really started off as well as they probably would have wanted, but they have been handed a couple of tough fixtures in there. You've had your new signings as well. What do you make of those, and how do you think, how do you rate West Ham's start so far?
It's been very difficult personally. I think obviously we were delighted to get Manuel Pellegrini in. Fantastic experience, Premier League winner, so that was fantastic for us. But, we've made 9 summer signings, and that's going to take time. Getting those type of players to bred into the Premier League so fast is never going to be easy. And I think all West Ham fans are just taking the first 3 games with a pinch of salt. We're not going to get ahead of ourselves. It's a long season, still 35 games to go. We've brought in some decent players. I know we spent a lot of money on Felipe Anderson, and he's had a slow start, but I've seen enough in the last 2 games to suggest he's going to be decent for us, and I'm really excited for Yarmolenko as well. Yeah,
so obviously you've played Arsenal, played Liverpool. You had a game against Bournemouth, wasn't it? You probably would have hoped to have got a result out of. 0 points to start off the season, especially at home now. Do you think this is a must-win game for Pellegrini?
I think so. It's not going to be easy. I'm not going to say that it's going to be a game that I expect to be winning hands down. I think it's going to be tough. I think it's going to be 1 to 2 goals in the game max. But I think it's a game that Pellegrini's pinpointed to really get our season started, because it's been a slow start. But if he can get 3 points at the London Stadium, it might just be a welcome game to go into the international break. To have 3 points on the board, I think will be great, because if we go into the international break with 0 points, I think it will be disastrous, really.
Yeah, I think it's always good to end, obviously, before the international break, grabbing a win, and hopefully come back after the break with decent morale and go again. So for Wolves, obviously, coming into this game, who, for you as a West Ham fan, who are the key men that Wolves should look out for in your current West Ham squad?
Well, definitely Marko Arnautovic. There were doubts over whether he'd be fit for the game, but luckily it looks like he's just going to make it. I think him up top, pace-wise, he's always a threat. He's very strong. He can hold up the ball, and he's our goal scorer. I think it's basically a no-brainer that he's going to be our top goal scorer this season if he stays fit. He's scored all our goals so far. Maybe Felipe Anderson as in an attacking midfield role. And I think one person to look out for, dark horse, is going to be Andrei Yarmolenko. He hasn't started in the Premier League yet, but I'm pretty sure Pellegrini will give him his first start. And he looks hungry. He's coming from Dortmund, £19 million. So he's got that quality in him. And I'm delighted to see what he can bring to us this season.
And finally, what do you reckon the score is going to be then? A score prediction? You're going to stick your neck out and give us one?
I think both teams will concede. Personally, we've been pretty poor at the back this season, so I wouldn't be surprised if we let a goal in. But I'm going to go 2-1. I said it in the preview last night. Helder Costa will get on the score sheet for you, and I think Marko Arnautovic double, hopefully. But I think it's going to be a really tight game. It's going to be interesting for sure.
Yeah, I mean, well, we've said it before. I think both sides have qualities in different areas. They're quite a similar team, if I say so. So it's definitely going to be an interesting game. And finally, if you want to give yourself a plug and the channel a plug, so what do you guys do over at Iron United?
Yeah, so anyone watching this, give us a like, subscribe, follow. We are on all social media platforms. On YouTube, you can find us at Iron United, Twitter, Instagram. We just pretty similar to your page, really, mate. All things West Ham. News, results, fixtures, transfer news. There's 9 of us, actually. We spread out all over the globe. I'm obviously the African representative, and then we've got a lot of guys up in England, Scotland. We planning on getting some other guys over from all over. So yeah, give us a like, follow, and spread some love, guys.
Awesome. As always, I'll put the links to the channels in the description down below. Well, Richard, it's been a pleasure having you on today. Guys, as well, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the love to Talking Wolves and obviously Iron United, and hopefully, well, we'll see. Hopefully the best team wins on Saturday. Thanks a lot.